Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Sorry. Welcome to the Commander Smith. Renshine threw me off, the little bastard.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
God damn it. He wrote, "You're late." And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to hit the button. I'm like, a wizard has never did the whole button thing. And then I realized that I needed to unmute us. And then I realized I needed to get us popped up. You got me. You won that round, Renshai, because you got me distracted.
Just throwing us off. That's all right.
This is episode 296. It's a Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Can't do the Friday thing. It's a special Tuesday episode because my degenerate self had to go to the Vikings game yesterday. And sorry, 49ers fans, Renshai and Josh and Jacuzzi. It was a good game though. Brought the boys. It was fun.
Yeah. How'd it go? They Niners lost, right? They're so bad.
Oh, you're talking shit now.
So bad. JK. JK. Vikings top 10.
Yeah,
you know?
The Kirko chain thing.
Kirko chains.
Yeah, it was actually so. This was really fun because the boys have been to games before. Give me the good for you. Go ahead. Do you want it?
I can do it.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, good for you.
So they've been to games before earlier this year and all that and whatever previous years. But this is the first one that was like a evening game and a prime time game. And so they got to see the atmosphere of that, you know. They put on a production. Like, it's pretty sweet. They even got to see a drunk guy get arrested at the end of the game. So that was also...
That does not happen often. Was it a Vikings fan? Or?
Yes, it was. It was a Vikings. There was so many 49er fans. So I'm surprised there probably wasn't more fights. There probably was. But there was a crap ton of people there. Or 49er fans. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But the arrest took... in Drake's mind, I was like, what was your favorite part of the game? He's like, that guy getting arrested. Because he was on my shoulders, or not the guy getting arrested. Drake was, the guy was Drake was on my shoulders because we walked to the exit. Because, dude, it was like 10:30 and, the boys had school. So he was on my shoulders and we were watching the end of the game towards the exit. Game ended. I'm getting him down, and these sheriffs just come. Cindy grabs me. She's like, "Get out of the way!" It was like 10 of them pulling this one guy out, and so we basically followed them out and saw him get handcuffed against the car and all that stuff outside the stadium. So Drake's just like, "What did he do?" I was like, "He's drunk. I don't know. You don't know what he did,
right?
But yeah,
right.
So
no idea.
Yeah, so that was
ran out on the field.
No one did that.
Sorry, bro.
Thanks. You're waiting. Your arm, I was wondering, your arm was sitting there waiting.
Otherwise, I would just forget the button.
Yeah, so it's a Tuesday episode. We have to make it kind of a quicker episode, not a 2-hour shindig. And we've kind of changed things up. This is actually your idea. I like this idea of what we're going to do from now on. So Stump the Smith Savant is going to be almost every week like we normally do, so you guys can win some prizes or give us cards that are on Lowry's wall right there if you lose. But the weeks that he gets stumped, normally we have been doing the what the bleep, but it's a little tougher for people to play along. I think it's a good idea. It's just hard for you guys to play along with it, and there's no prizes and stuff. So what we're going to do instead, because we do like staple verses, but we don't want it every single week necessarily, so that's going to take the place after Lowry gets stumped. We're going to, get the staple verses, and hopefully we don't overlap Crucible of Worlds and Oracle of Moldiah multiple times. But yeah, so that's the new...
Let's do it for a third time, and I'll win again.
Unless we need a filler. Maybe we might throw it in there, but for the most part, I think we're going to do staple verses the weeks after Lowry loses. So
Right. Either way, it's one game segment at the end of the main segment. And there we go. That's it. And that should shorten it. We shouldn't be hitting those 2 hours unless we get real gabby.
Yeah. And the other part of it,
drunk.
well, that's what I was about to say is Lowry is not partaking in drinking for a few more weeks at this point. So we don't have to worry about the talkiness of Lowry. I'm just kidding.
No, you're right.
Unless
it is not offensive. I get it.
Unless you get Crucible Worlds again in Stump the Smith Savant, then of course.
God, I hope not. I'm just hoping all of the flavor texts have been used, and it does not come back.
Yeah. So we'll see. No, I don't. I think there's still some more. So I'm not going to say if it's been suggested, but people like to get you on those ones. It's pretty good. Anyways. What are we doing on this episode? We really only have the 2 segments we're going to be doing tonight. So what is the shindig for this week?
We're gonna be talking about commander variants. Depending on how many people you have, what style you want to play. Do you want to just get one last game in? Do you want to get one last really long game in? Just going to talk about the different ways of playing commander. Or group games, not necessarily, obviously commander style decks, stuff like that.
The thing I'm kind of excited about this is there's only one of these that we've actually kind of played.
Right.
My biggest beef when we have a lot of people playing, when we get in real life, is going down to those 3-player games. I hate the 3-player games because it ends up being basically an arch enemy type thing where you're just going after one person becomes strong, then the other 2 try to take him down, and then it's whatever. This, we have some options that we could add in there that I think could be kind of fun, and I'm kind of tempted to try it if we get a 3-person game going. So I'm not as begrudgent. I don't even know if that's a word. I just kind of...
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
It's like mixing words all together there.
It
was like belligerent.
Belligerent and begrudged.
There we go. Yeah, so I got the begrudgent. It is. Hey, you should. You probably don't even listen to it, but like the proxy times when I do those live ones, I make up words all the fucking time. Like I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like it's just. I'm like, I don't know what tool I'm using. This is the name I'm giving this tool to edit this photo. So yeah, that's my thing.
Impressive.
And then we have
Nameology.
Nameology. What's that from?
Boondock Saints.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's William Dafoe. Yeah, that's
William
Dafoe. Yeah.
It's Willem. It's not William. It's Willem.
That's what I said the second time. The first time I said it wrong.
All right. I heard it wrong.
Well, I know. I knew I was saying.
I technically got my ears cleaned today too.
Whoa.
They did like a little water squirt gun and like a pebble out of my ear.
What?
That was just hard wax. Yeah.
Gross.
I couldn't hear it. It's been clogged since like June.
Oh my God. Yuck.
Yeah, probably. So, but it was interesting. And so, it was just like a little spray gun and like a hose and then it just pops it out.
Did you like order this thing or was this going to the doctor?
I went to the doctor again today. Yeah.
Oh.
And so
did you go because of that or they're just like, hey, let me check your ears? And they're like,
no, it's
shit.
just kind of, no, I knew I wanted it because I had it like 11 years ago. I was like, oh, that's wonderful. That works for like 5 years. It's very nice. I suggest if you have a lot of wax, I'm a very waxy ear kind of guy. And so,
yummy.
11 years later I got it, but it sprays water, high pressure, and then it'll just pop out whatever earwax you have in there, and then you can see.
They're jumping on there with the Boondocks.
Yeah, they like it. Yeah.
So you got that junk out. I'm not gonna jump. I don't want to tell you about my wax. I probably have a normal wax ear level, I think.
Okay. I don't know. And then little Lowry lost his first tooth.
Oh wow! Yeah. Zeke hasn't even lost his
for
yet.
The tooth fairy tonight.
Good thing you're not drinking because you come in there like, Dad, you smell like Malort.
It's
tooth
just fairy dust.
Yeah. So, speaking of, Chris is on here. Christopher is on here. So that is our stumper
Nice.
for tonight.
Oh.
Again, it is the Grand Crescendo Star Wars alt art that I did this month. It's going to be coming out this month. So that is up for grabs. Ted is on here as well. He's who stumped you last week with Crucible. So that should be fun. So we'll get to that after the main segment. I don't think I really have much more to talk about. Do we want to, is there anything else? So we get things started.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. This is going to be a tight episode.
It is.
Toy.
Well, it depends.
Like a toiga.
It depends on how you do on the little stumpies. So
Are you calling us a dunce, Mr. Hockey? Namiology that's the joke he was saying, because I am a professor of
namiology.
And he's making fun of him. So it's
Yeah.
after the symbology part. It's
a
Jesus.
fantastic movie. It's one of the best movies of all time. All right, so I guess we can get to this too, because you can support the Commander Smiths. Like our new patron last week, they became a patron while you're live. So we're going to give you a shout out, an official shout out this week. Esteban.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
I dropped my pen.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you for becoming a patron. You become a patron just like Esteban. Just by donating $1 or more, that gets you into the Discord. $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. The higher you move on those tiers, you could get foil proxies each month, like this little guy right here. That supports us and also gives you a little kickback bonus to use some of the cool cards that we make. There's over 350 cards at this point. I think I'm approaching 400 of different proxies made, and each month adding at least 4 cards to the mix. So that's a great way to support us. The other way you can support the show is by donating on these live casts. Like I mentioned before, Lowry is not taking shots at this point or drinking beer. He's taking a little break off of that. Not because he has a drinking problem. He just needs to figure out health stuff wise.
I mean, that's kind of what my liver's saying, but
help me.
drowning.
Oh, this damn Malort.
And it's
White
probably the
flag.
Malort. I'll be fine. I mean,
You still have a lot of
still
bottles left.
got a bottle or two left,
Yeah.
so we'll get through that eventually. Just give it a break.
Yeah.
Just give it a break.
You could still donate on the live stuff, either jelly beans. There is the option of getting me with the Malort, so we've adjusted the pricing of all that stuff where you're just hitting me with Malort. Again, it's really only up to 3 shots a episode. I don't think I'll do a 4-shot episode without you, so the max is going to be the 3 Malort episode. The other financial way to support the show is actually watching. If you're listening, if you watch this on YouTube, that helps us out as well. Fractions of pennies do go a long way when it's lots of them, I guess. It adds up. That's
Lots of fractions of pennies.
That's what math is, I guess. But the free way to support the show is also just to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our videos. Give them likes. That's the biggest thing to help this channel grow. You give them likes and share them and tell your buddies and everything about the cast. We have lots of videos that go on each week. We have not only the podcast, but we have Curated MTG, which is twice a week. And Lowry, do you know what your Curated MTG was or is going to be? One of the two. I did watch them. By the way, I have remember that goal I was telling you last week? I start your Curated, and then I try to edit all the little thumbnail thingies and the details before you're done. And so far, I'm 2 for 2. Got it done. Oh, good for me.
I appreciate it.
Good for you.
It's that compass that was in my top 5
Yes. Which
from
one was
Doctor
that?
Who.
Oh, no, didn't you do an equipment? Or are you talking about one that's coming?
Okay, we could talk about that one. I did one today.
Oh, I didn't see the one
What
today.
was that one?
Sorry.
Pact Weapon. Pact Weapon is pretty dope. I like that one. It's a black equipment from the Commander Legends. And to equip it, you have to discard a card. And then whenever it attacks, you get to draw a card. Your creature gets +X/+X, and you lose the X life, which is the CMC.
Yeah.
And if it is equipped to a creature, you do not lose the game if your life drops below 0.
That's pretty sweet.
So for 4 mana, it draws you cards, it buffs you. You do lose a little bit of life, but it's not going to kill you. It
Right.
can't kill you. So unless it becomes unequipped.
It says you
then it'll
can't
kill you.
lose the game, right?
If you can't lose the game if your life goes below 0.
But other players can
So-
still win the game. Is what
Yeah.
the only thing. Okay,
That is potentially the case, but also if they kill the creature on it, you
then
lose.
Yeah, if your
for
life is
being
low.
below 0. So
Yep.
I mean, that's not the point of it, other than in like Rowan, where you don't want to die.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice in that regard. But it's a cool card. Go check out the curated. I did just post one today as well. It's from Doctor Who. And I'll be doing that for a little bit until I don't find any. Until I'm done talking about it.
All right. Yeah. So Doctor Who was the other video from last week. Lowry did just opening the boxes. We did want to try to get a game in, but I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if everybody Discord wise, it didn't seem like we had a lot of people that were into the not that they weren't into the Doctor Who, just not everybody got decks or wants to stream or whatever. So there could be a possibility of a Discord game this Thursday, either with Doctor Who or maybe just regular decks. We'll see. Then also this week, we have the other curated, and I should be getting the proxy time with the new proxies for this week. So those will be popping up this week. So the biggest thing with those shorts, like the curated and the proxy time, is make sure you watch them and give them a like. We also are on TikTok for the shorter videos as well. Okay, so that's this week. That was last week. Now, I guess you guys can also follow us on Twitter or X, whatever. That other
Oh, that just
platform.
got worse. Like way worse.
What got way worse?
They're not charging it, but there's like a limit to how many tweets you can see per day or per time. I'm not
What?
100% sure on it.
Really?
Yeah, so they're limiting you on the amount of tweets you can see, or
Oh,
so
fun.
yeah,
Well, ours is going to get seen less, so that's awesome. All
even
right.
less, not just less, but even
The
less.
funny
I
thing
didn't
is-
realize that you could see less than 3, but you can.
There's a number less than 3. The funny thing is when I was posting about the podcast being late this week, I went, Discord first, then I went to YouTube and put a little on the community tab. I was like, this gets seen way more than anything we post on Twitter. I was like, do I even do it on Twitter? I was like, there's probably like 3 people that are there that aren't on YouTube. So yeah, I threw it over
is
there,
3.
but it was the last one I put over there. So anyways, so yeah, follow us there, or you can follow us you follow us. You can shoot me. No, I don't need to do the direct message shit. You can shoot us direct messages though at Twitter, I guess.
You could.
You could just go on the videos that we have on YouTube and send messages there. We'll see those a lot easier, or more likely see those. Anyways, or you can shoot us an email, commandersmiths@gmail.com. I'm not going to change anything. We're just going to kind of sit here and do our thing, I guess, right? Like,
We don't have any pictures, right?
No pictures. So, okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, hit the AJ button.
Here you go, AJ.
I don't want a relationship. I just want
Bang, bang, bang.
I don't want a relationship. I just want
We really got to get that button fixed for the YouTube part, because it does not. I can barely hear it on my end, but I'm guessing that's the same thing when I play some of the buttons. You can barely hear them on your end, so it's something.
But I
with
don't matter. It's YouTube. Wait, so we can? So it doesn't even show up on YouTube?
It sounds all gurgly, like you can hear. I don't want to hear, and then it's like, and it's just kind of scratchy. So that's why I made that other button so that you wouldn't have to hit it, but then you aren't hitting buttons. So then I was like, well. Behind the curtain shit.
Buttons.
All right, so we are going to talk about Commander variants. We're going to kind of start this off with your 4-player games, just your normal 4-player games and some twists that you can add to that. Then we'll jump into 3-player, 5-player, and 6-player games. And just kind of discussions on what we think about them, if they sound like good ideas, or and also in the chat, if you guys have some other ideas of things. Hard part is writing all the description of how it's done or how to play it might be a little tough. So put it in the comments maybe, and we can look at them and maybe talk about them later. But let's get started on the 4-player game. So,
just want a quick shout out, JP. Thanks for joining tonight, and glad that you enjoy the show. So,
good job.
4-player. We're doing 4-player, and
Yeah,
then
let's do
go
4-player.
3-player, and then 5, and then 6.
So I do want to say this one thing with it. This is kind of what almost sprung the idea a little bit. Besides, we have a different spin on it. No, not that one yet. But there is the one that your idea with stuff that kind of started it, and then this other one. And anyways, I saw a goldfish, MTG goldfish thumbnail. I didn't watch the video, but they did a Commander. What is it? Commander Clash? Is that what theirs is? I think that's what theirs is. Yeah. And it was a couple weeks ago, but they had on there only win cons, which I thought was interesting. I should probably click on the video to see how that was all done. Like if there's like, if you get killed, are you dead, or do you stay in the game until somebody wins with a win con? So that'd be an interesting. So you build decks with only you win the game if you win the game so I think that could be an interesting way to play a game. You'd have to build that one's more everybody's building a specific like deck with win cons in it, because not all my decks have win cons. Most of them don't have win cons in it, and so you'd have to kind of, that's more of a specific thing. But I thought that one was kind of an interesting twist on some 4-player games.
So were they were picking a card that is just like, if you meet the standard, you win the game, and then everybody's going towards that.
No. Each deck had a different win cons. The only way you win the game is by win cons. You can't win the game by killing everybody. It has to be, we have over 100 life is one of the cards. The hex, whatever that thing is, or not 100 cards, 100 life was it? The one that's the green card. Has hexproof and all that stuff. But anyways.
No, yeah, that just puts counters on it.
Oh, yeah.
So
when it has 100 counters, that's right. Then you win the game. So I don't know. That one would be a little more difficult. I think the rest of this list is just going off of your deck. Any deck that you play, that one would be more specific. Each person would have to build a deck that had win cons in it. At least one. It would suck if it was just one, because you have to kind of go through your whole deck to try to find that one win con, but
tutors would be allowed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that one seems interesting. Kind of play that one. If somebody, I don't know if anybody else on the chat has played that. We definitely haven't, but anyways, let's move on to the next one. Do you want to, or you going to add on to that?
Well, I mean, like, yeah, I think you'd want to fill it with multiple win cons in a deck, and like, okay, you have this and that. Like I wouldn't want everybody on the same win con either.
No.
Right? Like you'd have to discuss, and also because the rules aren't going to change, but you want to be able to like play the game. So you'd want a couple different ones. But if you're going to have to run the protection, because you can still just remove somebody's win con.
Right.
No, it's just kind of over.
Well, so if they only had one, but the thing I was thinking was, and again, if anybody here has watched that video, it'd be interesting to hear how that went. But I think how I would play it is, if we did only win cons, if your life got below 0, it would just go to 1. Like you can't just kill a player. It has to be all 4 players are in until somebody gets to the win con.
Okay.
Because then you, if you didn't have that, in my mind, you would just play it like normal, kill all the players, and then draw all your cards until you get to your win con. Then you're the only player playing. Like that doesn't, unless you did like a rule that if there's
right, somebody doesn't die, but you can go to negative life and still be alive. Like you have a Platinum Angel rule where everybody has just.
I'd probably put a twist on it. If I'd make it so that all 4 players stayed in. Make it more difficult, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Okay. So do you have the list up then of the different stuff?
Yep. I'll let you do that one. So we're choosing between a couple of them. So there's Oathbreaker.
Yep.
Which is one that kind of became popular. Was there a certain order that you wanted?
I was going to say, you pick ones that you want to talk about, and then we'll go back and forth.
All right. So this is where your commander is a planeswalker, and then you have a spell that goes along with that planeswalker. And that, basically it's a smaller deck size, but it's very similar, singleton format still. And when this was initially came out, I think that was right around War of the Spark, probably a little bit before it. But when War of the Spark came out, I wanted to build an Oathbreaker deck. So that's something that, again, you probably want to, choreograph with your group and be like, hey, we should all build an Oathbreaker deck, so that you're not just showing up somewhere and going, hey, anybody have Oathbreaker decks? Like, you at least are going like, okay, we could do this. It's not a cube, you know what I mean? Unless you want to build 4 Oathbreaker decks and hope 3 other people want to play with you. So that's one of those where you want to get enough people on board with you.
I like the idea of the Planeswalker, because I've talked about that before.
Right.
We've talked about that. I think Planeswalkers should be used as commanders. That's how I've always kind of envisioned Commander, as the Planeswalker is overlooking and the entity of you. I mean, because it can be attacked and all that stuff. So I'm like, I like that idea. But like you said, it didn't really take off. I mean, they did the Oathbreaker. Was that when Arcane Signet came out? Was the Oathbreaker Commander
that was
decks?
Brawl.
Oh, that's Brawl. I don't even have that.
Brawl's
on the
a
list.
little bit different. I don't think we were planning on bringing that up.
No, I didn't have it on the list. Why don't you talk about that one really quick?
we can, that's just standard based.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to bring that one in.
And I can see why, but Brawl, I think, is, dead other than MTGO, or I guess Arena, not MTGO.
Well, BG here is talking about the Goldfish guys. They played on MTGO or on the online stuff, and they just couldn't attack for lethal. So
gotcha.
So they kept all 4 players in. I'm guessing BG is what the end of that, how that all worked out. I'm guessing that's what it is. Yeah. So
my problem with Oathbreaker was that it's basically a broken format, and you got to account for that, and that's just not our style of play.
Yeah.
And I also think if Oathbreaker didn't exist at this point, they might have included Planeswalkers as commanders.
Yeah.
Like, potentially, but since there's that variant,
they're like, okay, we have this one already over here. We don't need to have it going there. Yeah, that's a good point. Exactly. Very good point.
And then Brawl is just kind of standards, and it's something that I don't like. I'm not going to specifically buy enough like staple or standard cards to build a Brawl deck.
Right. And then that's also changing. Well, now bi-yearly, every other year, because now whatever the rotation stuff. But
yeah, I think Brawl is a good format if you're playing standard and you have extra cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then like on the off or like the non-competitive spot or in between games, you're like, oh, you want to play some Brawl or yada yada, But other than that, and that's not, again, it's not something that we do or have the opportunity to. So it's just not going to happen.
Okay, another one that is on the list, and a lot of people they push this one. This is also with the Doctor Who stuff, but it's the plane chase stuff. This one we need to play because I feel like it's a lot of fun. We haven't ever gotten to that because every time we don't play every other weekend or every weekend. So when we get together, we're like, hey, let's play the decks that we've made and blah, blah, blah. We get through that, and then the night's over and we don't have any variant stuff. But this seems pretty fun because you start off, you have a deck of plane chase cards. Everybody has their own deck of cards, or you can mix them all together. And then you start with one flipped up, and whatever that plane chase, let me pull one up. So I got one right here, the Lux Foundation Library. So this says players have no maximum hand size. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. So that's what the game would start out at. Everybody has the same thing. And each turn, each player can flip, or not flip, roll the plane chase dice, which are right here. And if it rolls on the planeswalker symbol, you get to flip the next plane chase and it takes over. So it covers this one. And then, that one is no longer in effect and the new effect happens. If it lands on this little chaos little thing right here, then you read the bottom of that, which there's the right there. And it says, whenever chaos ensues, put a shadow counter on target creature. A creature with shadow can block. Obviously, with shadow, it's can't block, can block, whatever. Can't block any other creatures, and creatures can't block it with shadow. So that seems like a fun variant to add to the game. It would be ever changing. I think that'd be kind of fun. We haven't done it, and that's probably something we do more of. I've been collecting them as what was the other one? There was another recent set that had
the March of the Machines.
That's right. They had
for
it
Commander
in there.
decks.
So I think it'd be a lot of fun. Scott on here is saying Plane Chase is fun. Let's play it live. Definitely. I think that'd be a lot of fun to get that going. Well, we're trying to get the Doctor Who to play, and we play maybe Plane Chase. Hey, can we entice people to play if we do Plane Chase?
I don't know.
But yeah, it seems fun. Oh, and the other part of it is you get a freebie roll each turn, and if you wanted to, you can pay 1 mana to do another roll. So if you wanted to roll another dice, you pay 1. If you wanted to roll a third, you pay 2. If you want to pay, so on and so forth. It goes up 1 each time if you're trying to really change. Like if that one benefits one player, you want to get that card out of there. So you might pay all the mana to flip it. So it seems like a fun game. I think we should definitely test
I've
these
heard
out.
it's a lot of fun and can do some really crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's a little more chaos because it's not it's not based around everybody what their decks are doing necessarily. It's more on that, but then this added element, which is kind of fun. If you add this little extra element. I'm sorry I'm boring you, Larry. Stop yawning.
You will? No, that's not you. It's me.
This is what happens when we don't have booze. No, I'm just kidding.
It is. Booze is fun.
And then, well, we mentioned this next one, and then you talk about the last one on the 4-player. I mentioned this last week, Speed Commander. If you want a fast game, you start with everybody. Every turn, everybody draws 2 cards. Not everybody. That player draws 2 cards, and you get to play an additional land each turn. It just speeds up the game. There's no little variant. It just adds speed. If you wanted to get a quick game in under an hour, that'd be the way to do it. Now, why don't you talk about the idea that kind of sprung this whole thing?
So I mean, there have been people that it's not like a new concept, but doing something with a secret commander.
Yeah.
And so like it'd be nice within a play group. I think that's what you do is just be like, okay, maybe secret commander has its own different flavor of commander damage, or you can play a secret commander game, or just generically know that secret commanders can do something. And so I think that can be a fun little variant, and that it could have been, house rules. It could be in like a points league. There are different ways to work around with like a secret commander and make it a little bit more important, because there are some people, that just build decks with the idea of this random card in the 99, but they need more colors in it. You know what I mean? And so like the secret commander where the deck is actually built around is within the 99. And so if you make it a little bit more important, and I think that gives those people incentive along with a different angle in the game. Because, we've talked about it. It's there are some people out there that don't like commander damage, and just having different ways to win is kind of nice and kind of fun. And so I don't see any problem in trying to add in a little wrinkle into that with the idea of secret commander.
This kind of came up when we had our Discord commander a couple weeks ago, and Jesus had Hogak, which he didn't say. Did he say in the time that was a secret commander, or he just was really that was the guy that it was based around was Hogak? And so
I don't recall at this point.
Yeah, after we got done, you're like, hey, what about we talk about secret commander and maybe whatever we just talked after we got done playing? And I think there could be some cool things to do that, like make it so your secret commander does. I think you'd have a card that is face down, and when your secret commander comes out, because it's supposed to be secret, people aren't supposed to know what it is unless you've played it multiple times. Then you flip over and say, here's the secret commander. That commander, like you mentioned earlier, if it did like 15 points of damage, that would kill somebody or something like that. I think it'd be kind of because
Yeah.
you gotta make
it-
it less because it's not at the
You're
side.
less likely to have it.
Right. Unless you
So
play a ton of tutors, and then in that case, then you get it easier. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be an interesting thing to work on and see if we can get something. Again, I think that also falls in line with like the only win cons a little bit easier because you're kind of building a deck specifically for the secret commander, and everybody would have to have that as well. So, okay, so those are all the 4-player games that I can think of. If anybody else, you have any other 4-player games, just let us know in the comments. We can check those out. All right, let's move into the 3-player games. This is only a couple of them. Mentioned one before, but it's the Arch Enemy. This one, they have the game that they made. And actually, can you see it?
you have one.
It's
Yeah.
right up there. Right. Finger move over there. That is the Arch Enemy game. I actually got it for Christmas from Cindy's parents. So it has Nicol
Years
Bolas.
ago.
Yeah, Nicol Bolas on it. And basically this one works. It's a 3-player game. So one of the players is the Arch Enemy. That player starts with, 60 life? 60 life. So quite a bit more. That player also is the first player to play. They draw 2 cards each turn, and they get an additional land. So a little bit of speed commander built in there, but then both players are working together to try to kill that player.
Take them down.
That I could see. And the thing is it isn't like, I mean, you'd be like, oh, this person has the most powerful deck. Let's have them as the Arch Enemy, but it's supposed to be random. You're supposed to roll a die or whatever. And then somebody just becomes that. And then that's how it all goes. I think that might be an interesting way to play 3-player because that's kind of what 3-player turns into anyways. So you might as well just, instead of having it develop naturally, maybe you just pointed out, this is the person we're going to kill and us 2 are going against him. And it might work out a little better. So
It could.
I mean, it's just it happens almost every time we play Commander 3-player anyways.
No, just you.
Why am I always the Arch Enemy? This
You need
is
to foster a better
See, this is why I want
gameplay situation.
That's why I want this one to work, because then I can have 60 life, draw 2 cards, get to play 2 land.
Seems like you just wish you could cheat on a gamely basis.
There's a board game. It's right back there.
No, I understand that. You wish you could do that in a normal game.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Do you know the other one on the 3-player? I didn't really give an explanation on that. It was pretty.
I mean, attack to the left.
Oh, did I not write that?
What? Random?
Oh, I did. It is on there. Never mind. You're right. Yep. Go ahead. Yep.
I just read it. That's
Okay.
What do you want?
Touche. You just attack to the left.
I mean,
It is.
That's it, right?
That's totally what it is. It's random. You you roll.
Is it random as in
Random.
whoever you're attacking?
No. It's roll a die to
Whoever
where
you
you
sit
sit
next
next
to.
to, and so the left and
Oh.
everything.
I feel like maybe random attacking could be fun.
You have to-
I don't know if I'd like to only attack to the left,
Well, if you want to,
but like, so if it's a 4-player game and you just go, all
We're
right,
in
I'm going to
3-player,
attack
though.
with.
we're
what's
only
that?
we're only in 3-player.
You're right. Fine.
Okay. Well, you just added one to
It's a
4-player.
3-person game.
You added
And
one
then
to 4-player.
let's
I
say
like
you
it.
roll like a
writing
2-sided
it down.
dice, and then it tells you who to attack.
All right. How about that for a 4-player?
Yeah, you could do that too, but we're talking about 3-player. Why are you bringing 4-player? Why are you trying to make this more complicated? Fine, left. You can call it the Pramicon League, where you only attack to the left.
The Pramicon?
Yeah, it's a legend, red, white, blue. What?
I don't know. I was making a triangle. I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean it is like a wall that's a triangle. You're right. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
It comes down.
thought
and you
you
get to
just-
decide which way everybody attacks.
Oh, that card.
Pramicon.
I thought you just
Yeah.
said Panharmonicon wrong. So I was like, all right.
Pramicon. I don't even know if I'm saying that right either. But
Yeah. Oh,
What else is there?
wait, it's the one that Trombley had. It's the red, white, and blue. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
The red, white, blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you can choose. Yeah. But that you choose which direction. You're talking about the 4-player. But we're
It
back
doesn't
to
have to be
3-player.
4-player. It's just deciding on which way you attack.
Okay.
I'm just
All right.
trying to associate it with something.
Gotcha. I smell. Okay. The last 3-player
Are you
game.
gonna say I smell what you're cooking?
Yeah. Is highest life wins. So whoever, it's kind of a weird one because it just seems like the person, like when a person dies, whoever has the highest life wins. Obviously, the person that's dead doesn't have the highest life. But if
Yeah.
between the other two, the person going in for the kill shot should be the one with the highest life, because then you lose if you don't. So that's another variant of 3.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So
I like that.
it adds a little,
And that'll be a shorter game too, for sure.
yeah. So
And so
yeah, because you're killing
What
one
happens
person,
if you kill both of them at once?
then you win
You
because
just
you have
win?
the highest life.
Yeah, that's lame. I don't know if I like that.
It said something to it. I was reading the holy shit, that scared the crap out of me.
Because it's a zombie.
Oh, what is
2250? What does that even mean?
Hang on a second. It is 10 is a malort, 10 is a malort, and 250. Josh, you little bastard. So I think he's getting you with the jelly beans. But I don't know the 250. Josh, you gotta let me know. Let us know. I know you're there.
Probably already sleeping.
No, he's just doing it in his sleep. He has it programmed.
Right. He's overseas again.
Yeah,
I think he
is.
said he was watching the game at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like 2 a.m. for him.
Yeah. I'm sorry about your Niners, Josh. No,
We're not. We're not.
That's the funny thing about that whole bit is I was just like, I love the Vikings and I want them to win, but I'm like, I also want them to win because I don't want to put up with Josh, with Renshai, and Jacuzzi shit all week. And so I was just like,
It's true.
I played the humble route. I was like, I'm not talking shit. I'm not talking shit until Renshai started texting me at the game, and I did the you like that shit after the first touchdown. I was like, all right, it begins. All right, I guess I got a malort to do here. Josh, let me know what the 250.
What does that even mean? Yeah, what
do I have on the thing for the 250? It's 5.
I don't know why there's 50. Oh, he's cutting something in half.
Yeah. I think the jelly beans maybe, because the jelly bean is like $1, another $1, and then 50 cents.
Hold on. Because it's not $10 for a malort, because it's 15 total, so it would be $7.50 for one.
Oh,
so
I put
$7.50.
No, I put it to
$7.50. Oh, it's down to 10.
Oh, I did it down to 10. Okay, so he's doing 3. He just did it in half. I'll give you that. You win. Why? What? No, it's only me. Where's Lowry's jelly beans? Son of a bitch. All right. Okay. Let's get into.
I'll do them for free.
You'll do the jelly beans for free. You're so nice. It's been a long time since. It's been a while since I've had these.
All right, I'm gonna have stinky ass breath tomorrow for Lowry's. What are those things called where they're not at school but they do something else? Field trip. There we go. It's the first one.
At least the class isn't going to be like, you smell like booze.
Right. Well, that's true. Like my dentist last year.
Yeah. Taking shots before the night before. All right, I gotta hit the we were paid debts because I'm gonna hit this right now. A Smith. All right, fucking A. Here we go. Oh, I eliminated all the comments there. I gotta get that one switched. Cheers, Josh. Thank you very much. Kind of, maybe. You're flicking the bean. Here we go.
I'm flicking the bean. Oh, that's dishwater. Dirty dishwater.
Okay, for the last couple of weeks when we've taken shots, they've been the regular.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Well, it's real bad.
Oh, I don't have any beer left.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I mean I have beer left. It's just out of this.
We don't have an appropriate button.
This sweet
I don't know what to hit.
for flicking the bean. Oh, I also had an idea that the arch enemy should always be the Forest Walk player.
Hashtag Team Forest Walk.
Yes.
Get
Are you
the
saying me?
fuck out!
I made a button just for you.
You set me up.
Yes,
You set me up.
Get the fuck out!
Yeah. Hashtag Team Forest Walk.
Yeah. Wait.
Get the fuck out!
Oh,
It
that's
says
not even
build
the
a
right
better
shirt.
deck.
Build a better deck. That's right.
I had a little note next to the arch enemy. Say attack Team Forest Walk, because I was like, I gotta get him to say it. Yes.
Is that?
So that's
I like those variants. Or yeah.
that's the GIF that I keep doing. The dude where he's kicking and saying "Get the fuck out." Anytime you do that, that's kind of
Is
the
that
thing.
Leo
No, it's the
DiCaprio?
No, it's he's in a lot of movies, but I don't remember his name. I'll let you know later. I don't want to look it up right now, but he's not Leonardo DiCaprio, but yeah. Okay, so now we get into 5-player games. Oh, we're at 47 minutes. We still got 5 and 6 player. Okay, 5-player. This one,
We're doing great.
this seems fun. Okay, so 5-player, you start to run. I like 5-player games because I have specific decks like Duke that work very well with 5-player games. I know a lot of people don't like 5-player, but there's a few of these that could be a lot of fun to play. Actually, I have two written down. There's one that everybody probably knows a variant of it. Do you want me to go over these because I kind of read them all, or how do you want to do this? Do you get the first one, the star one?
Star.
5
basics to win, kill opposites.
Yeah, it's pretty
So red has to kill blue.
Self-explanatory. There we go. So yeah, look at our symbols right there, the magic symbols. So everybody, you have 5 basic lands face down. You mix them all up. You give everybody a card, and then you have to situate yourself according to the pie circle. So you have red is next to white and black. Black is next to blue and red. And in order to win, you have to kill your opposite. So blue would have to kill white and red, and the opposite side of the pentagon. The other thing on this is anything that affects all opponents would not affect the people next to you, so your allies. So like if it was destroy all of opponents' creatures, it would only, if you're a blue player, it would only affect the red and white players. Now, the people that are
Did you know that our star is not
the same?
Accurate?
Oh yeah, is it not?
No, it's not. I'm looking right now. It's very not.
That's funny. Our cousin did that for us all along when we first started the podcast. Let me see. What is
it was wonderful. It's white at the top.
Oh, that's right. But are they? Oh yeah, red is not.
Yeah, they're not even
close. They're not even. How did that happen? Yeah, and they're not even in the.
I mean, she took artistic license, and I mean, it looks wonderful, so I don't care.
Hey, maybe
glad
this
that
is
it took 6 years to figure out.
Yeah, right. Has anybody noticed that until now?
No, nobody's ever said a thing about it.
I was pointing that out. Okay, so let me look at the back of the card. So if you're a white player, you're attacking red and black. If you're a blue player, you're attacking green and red. Even though the people to your next to you are your allies and they don't get affected by your world state actions or whatever, if you're destroying all creatures of opponents, they still don't want you to win, because if you kill those other two, you win the game. But you can't affect the people that are next to you. You still do the turn order. It's 4:45 a.m. Jeez. Oh, it's going for a run so early. Nice.
Hashtag Team Force Walk.
Hey.
Get the fuck out!
I just love that button.
Get the fuck
Understandable.
out!
So this one seems pretty fun. I mean,
wait. When you're saying that you can't affect the people next to you, what does that mean? Like, can you still target? Can you target their creatures to remove?
No.
They basically have protection from you.
Yeah.
So if you went like Blasphemous Act, their creatures don't die?
Oh, no. It's when something says opponents specifically. So I guess you probably, I didn't dig into that.
Like exsanguinate still affects them, but
Yeah. But killing, you can't, I guess what the only thing it said was you can't affect, like things that say opponents do not affect the people right next to you or your allies, which really they aren't your allies. It is, you can't hurt them and they don't want you to win by killing the other two. But they can't, they could remove
can't
your
really
stuff.
do anything.
Right. I mean, they could remove your stuff if you're attacking to win the game and all that. But I think this would make the game faster, maybe, because all you have
I
to
would say so.
kill is the two people, and sometimes you might not be able to prevent that. And you kind of have like,
But you're also not able to like gang up on people either.
right, because
It's a lot harder that way.
Yeah. So, okay. So that is Star.
All
I
right.
think that one would be kind of interesting to play at some point. We got to test some of these out when we do Guys Weekend coming
Agreed.
up here.
Agreed. What's the next one?
The one that everybody has knows this one potentially and has just a different variant of it. It's we have it on here as Cowboy. I like that name better, but it's also called Assassin.
Yeehaw.
It's also called Bang.
Okay.
It's also called Usurper. It's also called Kingdom. It's all these names. So how this one works, again with the basics, you have 5 basics. You have 1 plains, 1 island, 2 mountains, and a swamp. Everybody gets, we mix the cards up. Everybody gets these cards secretly. The only one that is known is the plains, because the plains reveals who the sheriff is. So they are, or in other games, it's who's the king or whatever. The king, each of these different cards represent a different role. So the plains is a sheriff, island is a deputy, the 2 mountains are outlaws, and the swamp is a renegade. The sheriff reveals their card. They have 20 extra life than everybody else. Everybody has 40. The sheriff has 60. They are first. Their only goal is to kill the outlaws and then the renegade in order. So they have to kill the outlaws first, and then the renegade is from what I was reading on it. And then they win the game. So they don't need the deputy to die. The deputy and the sheriff are kind of working together. The deputy, again, protect the sheriff, can be more than 1 in higher player games. So this game you can play with 6, 7, 8. When you add more players, you add a deputy and an outlaw, I think is what it was, evenly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when you add 2 more players, you'd add 1 and 1. So the deputy is just to protect the sheriff, but people don't know who the deputy is. Everybody can lie and say, I'm the deputy when you're talking to the sheriff. There's 2 outlaws. The outlaw's sole job is to kill the sheriff. Even if they die and the sheriff dies, they end up winning the game. And then the renegade, which is the person that has the swamp, must kill everyone, but they have to save the sheriff for last. So they have to kill the deputy and the outlaws. But if the sheriff is, and then kill the sheriff last. So those are all those, everything but the sheriff is hidden. So it's kind of like the game that we play, you know, Secret Hitler, or not necessarily Secret Hitler, but the werewolf one where he puts their head down. You don't know who's the werewolf and
to those for sure.
The mayor and stuff like it. So it kind of adds that into the game, which I find kind of fun because you get a lot of, you don't do that little face. I think it'd be fun because it's a different variant. So you have people that are just bullshitting me like, I'm the deputy. Don't kill me. Blah, blah, blah. That dude's blah, blah, blah. Because he's doing this. And look, he's being this way. And so you get a lot more politics in Commander, which already has a lot of it.
Yeah, I think because in memory, that style of game, the first game takes a little bit of feeling to just kind of get the flow of the game. And maybe since Magic's probably a little bit slower than that, maybe it doesn't matter, but it might be good just to get one of those card games in real quick so you can get the feel of how to play it if you haven't.
I think
so, but yeah, that seems like it could be fun.
I like both of these games. I think both of these little side games could be a lot of fun, different variant to the game. Okay, then let's move on to our 6-player game. This one you can kind of because we've done this one. This is the only one we've done out of
true.
all these games here. We have done this one. It's been a long time since we've done this. But why don't you talk about the 6-player game?
We're going to talk about Emperor. Right?
Yes.
What's going on?
I also
lost it.
had that one as well. It says Kingdom there too, but this is yeah. All right.
Okay, so Emperor is like there's 2 emperors on each side. So we're talking about 6 players here, right?
6-player. Yep.
And so Emperor on each side, and then each of them has. Do we got the terms here?
Emperor and lieutenants. Yep.
Emperor starts with 30 life. The lieutenants start with 20 life. You have shared attacks, so you're kind of
Everybody attacks
going
at
like
once.
you can share stuff amongst the lieutenants, right? Only lieutenants can attack unless one is dead, because Emperor has to attack range of 1.
Yeah.
So Emperors can't even attack until one of the lieutenants are dead or the game is over. But they still get to build their board state.
And they can pass creatures along. They can affect the game. They just can't attack unless one of their own is dead.
Right. They can use removal. They can, target, do whatever that is going on in the deck. And so sometimes you can pick decks that are more effective in not attacking, and they can affect the game a little bit more.
How did ours work out? Wasn't it? I don't
really remember. It was like 5 years ago.
That was after the game that we played, where it was like a 9-person game, where you had Hawaii that went crazy, and I don't even think you won that one, or did you win that?
I didn't. No, somebody cast.
Was that the
chaos
nasal
card? It was.
Oh yeah.
The green chaos one.
Yeah.
It wasn't Warp World, but the Great Aurora, and it was just an insane flip. Like everybody, it was just had to shuffle in, and somebody pulled somebody had an Avenger of Zendikar already out, and so all their tokens turned into whatever. And they had so much. It was crazy. So no, I did not win that game.
Oh, the other thing with this one is lieutenants can to start the game. So think of it 3v3. So you have middle, sides, and then you're looking across the table, middle, sides.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenants can only attack across. Their range is 1. So they can't obviously go around your own guys and attack the other person. You can only attack the person across from you. Until you kill the other lieutenant, then you can start attacking the Emperor. But you can pass creatures back and forth on your turn at sorcery speed. It's still haste rules apply. So if you cast something and it doesn't have haste, but you pass it, at least it can block. It doesn't tap it right there, but you can't tap it. You can't attack with it. And the Emperor can do the same thing. So the way you win the game isn't to kill everybody. It's just to kill the Emperor. So if you have a way to get the Emperor, that's how you can win the game. Or if you can kill the lieutenant to get to the Emperor. And
Fireball.
Yeah. So the 30 life for the Emperor, 20 life for the sides, the lieutenants. That one was pretty fun. We only played it once. We've talked about it a bunch before, but we haven't gone back to it. Renshai is saying it's super fun. He's played it a bunch too. So I think this is a fun one to play. A lot of times when we get to 6 players, we break into threes. And like I said, 3s are meh, but maybe in this, what do we got? Arch enemy, highest life, attack to the left. Maybe we go back to Emperor and do something like that. Try that again at some point. So, all right. If you guys have do you have anything else you wanted to add? No? Okay.
Nope.
If anybody watching or listening later has any other suggestions of games, love to hear them, because we're going to get some of these probably tested out when we have Guys Weekend coming up here. And we got a lot of Magic to play, so it'll be kind of fun to test some of these variants out to see, because that's the way you can see it on paper, but the real test is to see if you like it, is to actually fucking play it. So, so yeah, put that in the comments or shoot us. Well, if you're listening to it MP3, go to YouTube. All right.
It's Apple Music.
It's time for the the meat and potatoes, the beer and pizza. Here we go.
What?
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant.
Oh, I fucked it up.
What?
It's time for everyone's favorite game show.
I know what it is. I just don't know the name.
When you get stumped, you have to play that button.
You don't have to.
Really quick, Josh, you're getting my second shot here of Malort, because I got to get 3 of them in, and we are at the last segment here.
That's also true. All right.
Whoa. You know, I tried to bet with Renshai. He was like, you want to bet on the Vikings-Niners game? I said, fuck no, I don't want to lose money because
Right.
the Vikings are probably going to lose. I said, but I'll do Malort. And he backed out. He's like, no, fuck that. I'm like, what? Come on. Malort. All right, here we go. If you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowry is going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no will hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He hears a lot of those when it's Crucible of Worlds. He will get up to 5 wrong guesses before he is considered stumped. He gets up to 3 clues. If he can get everything about the card but can't get what the card name is, he will get the initials of the card. If he has a bonus clue left, he will get a bonus clue. Or I should say, if he has a clue left, he will get a bonus clue that should give away what the card is. Again, the card has been at least 10,000 EDH rec decks. Lowry's record currently is 70-25, so this is round 25, week 1. Our stumper this week is Christopher from the Discord.
Bring it.
He
Bring it.
is, if he wins, he will get this Grand Crescendo Star Wars foil proxy here. Pretty damn sweet.
It looks good.
I think that's it. I hopefully, chat, you have been eliminated, so he can't see what you're saying, but I can see it, and I will let you know if you guys are on track. All right, here we go. I'm going to reveal the flavor text right here and read it out loud. A moment in time made tangible. It has the power to realize epic visions. A moment in time made tangible. It has the power to realize epic visions. Want to pull the card up?
All right. So this flavor text very much evokes the color blue for me in the words like time, visions, tangible. Those are just
We have
power
Crucible
could
Worlds
be
guess,
green.
and Crucible Worlds, and a Jackal, and Lightning Bolt. All of those are wrong. Good guesses, guys.
Son of a guns. So let's go with, is this color identity blue of some type?
Wrong, 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 wrong.
I'll go with the first clue, please.
I'm going to be mixing these around because some of these might give things away. So
Okay.
this week, we are starting with the text. The text features a stipulation on mana production. The text
Moment in
features a stipulation on mana production.
Okay. Stipulation on mana production. Moment in time made tangible. It has the power to realize epic visions. Okay. I was like, can't be a banned card. That's not enough decks.
True, because that would be a 0.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I still feel like it's blue, but clearly it's not. We can go with green. Moment in time. I mean, mana made tangible, realize epic visions. Red could be a spot. This does not feel black or white. So let's go with, is this green and or red color identity?
Wrong, wrong, wrong.
Jesus. I'll take a second clue.
All right. This card is in 116,000 16,000 EDH rec decks.
Quite a bit.
Most used in Joria, Weatherlight Captain, and first printed in Dominaria. This card is in 116,000 EDH rec decks.
Okay.
Most used in Joria, Weatherlight Captain, and first printed in Dominaria. I don't like the shifty eyes you're giving me right now. Then you close them.
They're still shifting. You just can't see it. It's just called respect. I wanna make you feel okay.
While you're thinking, I'm gonna take my last shot because I don't want to take it right before we're getting off the cast. All right, here we go. Thanks again, Josh. You baller.
Thanks, my man. Okay.
Oh, my neighbor. Oh, fuck. My neighbor Charlie's on.
I
Fuck.
guess I'll get this. Is it? It just doesn't seem black or white, so let's go with, is it colorless?
BG is on the right track, and so are you.
Hello, boobies.
All right, last one. Flick, flick. That's bad. Ugh. All right, colorless.
Ugh.
So it can either be a land or an artifact. I guess there's planeswalkers don't really have.
BG, that is not right.
So is this? I just said colorless, right?
Yes.
Is it an artifact? This one here.
Hello,
that
boobies.
All right. Stipulation on mana production. So it's a rock of some type, likely. Bean.
Scott, that is not the right initials.
Dominario. I'll take a third clue.
All right.
I think I'm getting there.
The art features something Jurassic Park leans on to make dinosaurs. The art features something Jurassic Park leans on to make dinosaurs.
Sap. Amber. Mosquito.
A moment in time made
Mosquito
tangible.
talisman.
It has the power to realize epic visions. The text features a stipulation on mana production. This card is in 116,000 EDH rec decks, most used in Joria, Weatherlight Captain, and first printed in Dominaria. The art features something Jurassic Park leans on to make dinosaurs. There we go. We got Renshai got it.
Amber, right? Does it have amber in the name?
Hello, boobies.
Okay. All right. What? It's just gonna. We're there. Mox Amber.
Oh,
That should be it.
got it right. There it is.
Snap. There we go.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to give the first clue as the Jurassic Park thing, because I was like, you said it right. Good thing you weren't looking up, because I gave the old eyes. I was like, yeah, he's on track. Nice one. All right, Christopher, you can send us that Mox Amber sign. No, I'm just kidding.
You could send us a treasure token.
Hey, I
with
like that.
Mox Amber.
Yeah, right. Mox Amber on it, and sign that biatch, and we will put on the wall over there, or Lowry's wall over yonder.
There we go.
There we go.
You can't even see it. All right.
Well, let me change it. Then we can see it. There we go.
Look at us.
There we go.
Look at this timing.
All right. Hey, just over an hour, gang. I know it's a shorter
Not
cast,
bad.
but we need it to be so I can start editing this bad boy, and we can get this out tomorrow.
Right.
So I
Perfect.
think that's it for this week, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Josh, for the Malort shots and the jelly beans. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Suck it.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love
TCGI?
boobs. I'm bunkers for honkers. I Love
Wow.
moves
1 hour.
thanks to
No,
the
hey,
memories.
It's a record.
Put soldiers instead of Starship Troopers.
Soldiers? What do you mean soldiers?
Foot soldiers
Oh, foot soldiers? Oh,
instead of you could do that.
That's for
Yeah.
the. Well, I dig that actually. Oh yeah, make sure you guys give this video a like if you're watching this still. Like the video, give it a like. I haven't hit end yet, so it's still going.
All right. right.
But you're saying for the crescendo
For
thing?
Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of have
All right,
you got a bunch of
I gotta write it in my
different little
proxy
ideas.
book just to get
There
it
we go.
All right, all
Look at
right.
that.
That's it.